What's up, dudes? Give me one sec here. I just want to try this next song here by Linkin Park. Thought it was going to be easy, but it's not. Let's just try it. See how it goes really quick. Here it comes right now. It's called "Lying My Way Through You." This one's over with. So I think I found a tone that's somewhat similar, but we'll see. Here we go.
Wanted to be, I look exactly like what you had always wanted to see. When I pretend, I forget about the criminal I am. Still in second, every second, just cause I know I can. But I can't pretend this is the way it'll stay. I'm just trying to true. I can't pretend I'm who you want me to be, so I'm lying my way from you. I wanna be my design, so let me go. What they taught to be, never condescending, thought of who I ought to be. Remember listening to all of that once again. So I pretended up a person who was fitting in.
Dude, that shit's kind of hard, yo. I got to give my props to Linkin Park for these jams. They are talented musicians, and they are also from California, so. I got to say, being a musician here in California, you have to be the best of the best, because what you've got people from around the world coming here to perform and to make it in the industry. So when you go and play a show, or you're just trying to get some sort of a deal, you're competing with people from around the world. And they're bringing their A game. It means your game has got to be even better than that. So, you have LA musicians that are just a cut above everybody else in the world. I think so. And I'm lucky enough to play music here in SoCal for forever. And I know I don't suck. I may suck at Linkin Park right there, but I just learned that song right now. And I just wanted to playing it while I was waiting for this live video feed to start. But look, here's the topic of today's discussion here, because it's it kind of pisses me off a little bit. So it's about why I've had it with the United States, and I'm not gonna tell you why I don't like the United States, but let's hear it from the rest of the United States, what they think about us, okay? So, just going to this article from some right-wing magazine called The Hidden Dominion, and it's got a like a Trojan helmet on there. I'm assuming white supremacy on this one, at least. Some sort of supremacist culture type things. But the title of the article is 75 Reasons Why California Sucks. So I was looking through this and I was like, I want to call most of this bullshit out, because this is a little bit of bullshit, and I'm going to counter as well. So let's just start with number one. Okay? Because the ongoing narrative is California is the worst in everything. So let's try to dispel that fact real quick here. Number one, California is ranked dead last in Chief Executive Magazine's annual Best and Worst States for Business survey in 2016. Oh, and it also was ranked dead last for every other year that the survey has been conducted. Gee, that's the first reason why they list why California sucks, is that it's no good for business. Yet, and I'm going to say this one a lot because it counts for a lot. And for all the reasons that you think we suck in business, we're unfortunately the 5th largest economy in the world. We have more Fortune 500s here in California than anywhere else in the world. We nurture startup businesses and newest businesses more than any other state. It's because we nurture them. New businesses want to start their business here. They don't want to start it in Wyoming. They don't want to start their business in Delaware. They want to start it here. There's a reason. See how I was playing guitar? Creative juices just flow here. When you're surrounded by that, you flow. It's hard to explain for the logic-minded, but for those with you with any creativity know what I'm talking about. And when you have to have a sense of creativity, especially when starting your own business. So that's the first reason. Some magazine said that we're the worst state for business. Number 2, in 2015, the state of California ranked 50th out of all 50 states in new business creation. Now, I just sat here and got through telling you that more new businesses start here. An interesting point, number 2 here, they just stated with no links, no sources. They're just making a blanket flippant statement that California is ranked 50th out of 50 states for new business creation. Says who? Says who? And this is the propaganda being pushed. Number 3, according to a recent study, California is the worst governed state in the entire country for 2 years in a row. What recent study? Let's see. Let's click on the recent study here, and we got, geez Louise. Some article from 24/7 Wall Street. So a conservative article here. Hey, vote your conscience. How you doing? 24/7 Wall Street ranks California the worst place to. And I don't give a crap about this magazine. They don't know how are they judging it the worst here. Let's see. What's the methodology that they're going here? Well, here we go. What's the best state here? What's the best state that they've got? North Dakota. Okay, so North Dakota is the best run state according to this article, and then Wyoming, and then Nebraska is number 3 now. So I don't know what the methodology is, but there's nothing happening in those states. There's nothing happening in Nebraska. There's nothing happening in Wyoming. There's nothing happening in I don't know why they would make those the best run states. There's hardly any new business there. There's nobody living there. It must be that easy to run. So worst run states, 50th is California. So they put California as the worst run state out of all 50 states, this conservative magazine. Well, that's the study that the original article was quoting from. So this conservative article is saying that according to a recent study, California was the worst governed state in the entire country, and they're basing it off another conservative study. So great. Good for you. Even after Proposition 30, California still boasts, this is number 4, still boasts the highest rate state income tax in the nation. Again, another blanket statement, no link to sources. They just feel they can just say things and it be true. That must be how it is in the rest of the United States. Number 5, even though California continually, Prop 55 raises taxes dramatically on the wealthy, state revenues are falling like a rock and debt is still adding up. Well, yeah, our taxes go up, and yes, the debt goes up. Excuse me. You guys need to do something drastic to get you're famous if you want secession. So actually, interesting you're saying they actually have a petition out right now I'll post a link down here, or you can go to independentcalifornia.org, or you go to my Facebook site, Independent CA on Facebook, and get a link to the petition. But it's not about the petition. The petition we put up there because it's going to be election time, and when Donald Trump doesn't leave, there's going to be a lot of Californians that will want to leave. So we have a petition up there, get ready for the onslaught of Californians who are tired of it. This time we're a little bit more prepared than we were in 2016. But tell me about it. Vote your conscience. Will you help us out? I don't see a President Biden either. I know. I don't see a President Biden. I see dictator Trump is what I see. But I've been saying this for the past 4 years. Anyways, let's get back to this list here. Vote your conscience. You telling me we need? Actually, you know what? Vote your conscience. We were covered by the Independent Sentinel last week. I did a radio show 2 weeks ago, but we can't really make this push until the petition is actually out. Libertarian? Are you really a libertarian, or are you just a Republican who's sick of the Republican brand and decided to call yourself a libertarian? Because I think I'm more libertarian than you. Former Democrat, you sound like me. You sound like me, man. And I like your name. Vote your conscience because so I didn't vote in 2016, and I wasn't planning on voting this year either. And then someone told me that for the have-nots, for those less fortunate than us, they have a better chance underneath a Biden presidency than they do underneath the Trump presidency. So vote. And so I'm going to vote for Biden for that sake alone. You left in early 2016. Yeah, I don't blame you. Are you from California? Well, I'm going to go through this list here of BS. If you are from California, you'll know how much of it is BS. California has the highest sales tax rate in the United States. Again, no link. They just make a blanket statement, and we're supposed to accept it. California has the 9th highest corporate income tax rate in the country. Just the 9th highest? Who has the highest? And there is no such thing as a corporate tax rate. Corporations don't pay taxes. They just pass it on to the consumer, so that's a bull crap little line. You're pro-gun? It's pro-immigration. So, interesting enough, I know Mimi Robles, which is the chairperson for the California Libertarian Party. Why aren't you voting for Joe Jorgensen? Joe Jorgensen is the Libertarian candidate for president. You tell me, you are voting for her? Oh, I thought you were voting for Biden. Or you're voting for Joe? Okay, good. That's why your name is Vote Your Conscience. Good for you. I like Joe. She's a good lady, very strong, very confident in her stance, and she knows how to back it all up. But I don't believe the Libertarian Party is as pro-gun as me. Believe me, there's a lot of leftists. I'm a leftist. I would call myself a socialist libertarian, if anything, that we believe that you should be able to own firepower. I don't care if it's a tank, if it's an RPG, if it's a helicopter, if it's a fighter jet. We should have the right to own those things. And unfortunately, here in the United States, they let us have little pea shooters with Walmart ammo to defend ourselves against any tyranny. So if that's all what Republicans want, usually all what conservatives want, they don't want to own any more than a rifle. It's a complete another joke. I think. It says no income taxes. So I would be down with no more IRS too. I would be down with no more income tax either. Hold on. Income tax may be theft. And income tax should be voluntary as well. Meaning you should be able to volunteer a percentage of your income right off the check if you know exactly what it's going for. That's the way it used to be. I believe in at least some sort of a community tax, a local tax, just to keep things functioning. Consumer tax will still be around under Libertarian president. Great. How are you going to convince? Hey, I don't believe in government. I don't even believe in government. That's how left I am. I believe in community. I believe in localism. That's the true leftist way. It's this is going to shock you, but in communism, there is no government. There is no government in the concept of communism. It's not written in the Reader. It's not written in any of Marx's writings when he's describing it. There's no government. It's all people. It's all worker owned, and people own the rights of distribution. I'm not saying I'm a Marxist. I'm not saying communism will work today. It'd be great if it did, but there's just no way it could possibly work in the world we live in today. It's just you need two things to make communism work. You need two things to make communism work. You need the entire planet to not own property, and that property comes along with no boundaries, so no borders. And you have to get rid of money, fiat currency. So you get rid of property and you get rid of fiat currency, and communism will work. And there's no way those two things are ever going to disappear. None of my lifetime, at least. I don't think so. Anyways, Yang was the only Democrat I liked. Tulsi and Steyer were okay. But Yang, I mean, look, no, Yang, I don't know if Yang was pretending to be, pretending like he had the idea, or he knew how flawed his version of UBI is. Now, believe me, I believe in UBI as well. But his version of UBI would have entirely just fucked the entire planet over, if not fucked this country over. Let me explain how Yang's UBI worked, okay? Real quick, if you don't mind. I'm getting so off topic from this list of bullshit, but I think it's really important that people know what UBI is according to Andrew Yang and his plan. So according to Andrew Yang's plan, everybody gets, I think it was $1,000 or $2,000 every month. That's everybody, every man, woman, and child over 18 gets $2,000, right? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you how it's flawed. And this is Andrew Yang's plan, okay? Believe me, I'm for UBI, but Yang, either he knew what he was doing and he's just being a shill for the rich, or maybe he didn't know and nobody told him. But under Yang's plan, I think everybody gets $2,000. So everybody gets $2,000 unless you're already collecting some sort of income from the government. So if you're on food stamps, or if you're on welfare, or you're on EBT, that amount gets deducted. $1,000. Thank you. So you get $1,000, right? And you're also on food stamps, right? You get $400 a month in food stamps. So out of that $1,000 that you're supposed to get from the federal government, they're going to deduct $400 from that $1,000. So and no more food stamps. So now that person that had $400 in food stamps is now getting $600 in UBI, and that's what they're supposed to live on. And it's $600. It's not food stamps. $600 in food stamps. It's actual dollars. You can spend it on anything that you wanted to. All right. So there's that. Okay, there's that aspect of it. But if that same person is not only kind of gets screwed a little bit, right? They don't get the food stamps anymore, and they only got $200 more than what they were getting, and it's in cash form now, meaning it doesn't have to go to food. They can actually spend it on anything else. And this is why this is important. So as consumers, or as merchants, or as retailers, if you knew that all of your customers had $1,000 extra every month, you want to get a piece of that. It's just the nature of capitalism. So what you're essentially going to have is the prices of just about everything going up a little bit to match the $1,000 increase. So you're looking at, I don't know, maybe the price of gas will go up $1 or $2. The price of food will go up incremental amount, because everybody knows I'd rather get the $1,000 in cold hard cash, and that's the problem here. So that person that has the $600 cold hard cash, she doesn't have to buy it in food anymore. She has that cash now. Her landlord knows that she's going to have rent available, at least $600. Ever hear of competition? Being sarcastic? That's why I'm telling you, everybody's going to be raising their prices, even the competition. Have you ever heard of duopoly or oligopolies? I mean, honestly, look at these oil companies. There's only really 6 oil companies. Competition? Come on. What about your electricity bill? Where's the competition there? I mean, it's all state regulated stuff, but that's all research. That's all necessary research. I'm talking about the price of basic goods like gas and food. I mean, prices of everything is going to go up. So that's $600 that person had to buy food with probably went up. That price of food probably went up a little bit, and now they have to compensate for that. So that lady really has gained nothing out of the $1,000 that Yang was promising. Solar is competitive for PG&E. Maybe so, but I don't think not this year at least. And I'm assuming you're from up north, which is why you're saying PG&E. Have you ever sold anything on eBay? You must lower your prices to sell anything because of competition. I wish the world worked like eBay. I wish Mobil and Chevron sold gasoline on eBay. Maybe other people would sell gasoline on eBay. They'd bring the price down. You think? There's just certain commodities that aren't going to go down in price. The price is going to go up, especially with UBI. I work for a solar company. Solar is financed, or you can outright buy the panels yourself. But most of it is financed, and hopefully you own the panels. But what does that have to do with UBI? Solar is the way to go. Solar, especially, I'm assuming you're in California. I love solar. I really truly believe in solar. Unfortunately, I think like the finance companies and companies like Vivint and like certain other bigger companies. Alternative to electricity. Well, I wasn't talking about alternatives to electricity. I was talking about that person's bill with $600 in cash instead of $400 in food stamps. That person's bills are going to go up. Their electricity bill, their rent is going to go up. Oh, was Vivint bought? I unaware. I wasn't sure about that. But I was just saying the price of everything is going to go up with UBI. Just FYI. You're kidding me. Sunrun bought Vivint? Dude, Sunrun was the biggest company, I think, at the time. They still are, I think. So there's no more Vivint? Interesting. Let me find this out here. I got to find out. So Vivint, I believe, is a Utah-based company, not a California company. Sunrun, I believe, is a California company. $3.2 billion. Let's see here what's going on with Vivint. When did that deal go through? Vote Your Conscience? Because that's kind of a big deal. Oh yeah, all they're doing is smart homes now. The alarms. This month, really? So here's the deal with Vivint. They're the shadiest shades. I think they are. Their biggest thing wasn't on selling solar. They didn't care about the sun or the environment. I think Vivint's biggest thing was owning roofs. They wanted to own as many roofs as possible. And the deal that they sold everybody, it's been in the works for a while. You live up north? Right now. Oh, where do you live, bro? Sunrun has a good reputation. Yes, Sunrun is a good company. I will agree with that. But Vivint is not. Vivint are crooks. And I don't know what Sunrun's going to do with all of those contracts or those people that they did Vivint realize that their model isn't going to work? Because what Vivint was trying to do was trying to knock out Southern California Edison, PG&E as an energy provider, and the way they were going to do that was by owning rooftops. So you actually had to go in there, you'd buy someone's rooftop and give them solar power at a very, very, very cheap price. I mean, they're paying maybe pennies on the dollar for their electricity, but their roof belongs to Vivint. Lots of customers are on they're on the lease. Yeah. So with Sunrun too, they're going to just stay on that lease, and Sunrun's going to own those rooftops. So what they were hoping to do, I think, and this is Vivint's plan, I'm not sure. Yeah, it belongs to Sunrun now. Oh, they are. So yeah, they're owning rooftops. So what they're planning to do is gain market share through roofs. That's what Vivint's plan was. I don't know. $3.2 billion is not a lot compared to what PG&E and SoCal Edison were doing. So I doubt if they hit any goals that they did to own a lot of roofs, but they own the panels, not the roof. 25. Yeah, but come on, man. What good are the panels if they're not on the roof? And it's a 25-year contract, buddy. And what happens if you cancel that contract? What happens if you cancel the contract? Oh my God, I know, dude. They have 500,000 customers now. That's so many, dude. How is their service department? They will turn off the panels if you cancel the contract. So I can sell the panels after that. I don't care if they turn it off. Are you telling me I can take those panels after they turn it off? See, that's the thing. You're saying they own the panels, but it's not the panels. It's the roof. It's the roof they want. I'm not saying the physical roof. I'm not saying there's a contract saying we own your roof. I'm just saying, yeah, I understand that. Bro. I'm not saying that they own the roof. I'm just saying they want the roof space is what they're actually sought after, because that's the only way they're going to get market share to compete against Edison and PG&E. That was their plan, at least. And apparently they realized it wasn't going to hit. Yeah, so Vivint doesn't do solar anymore. That's crazy. I believe that's a Utah company. So they can go back to Utah and spend the rest of their home security days there. Do you work for Sunrun, my man? I love Sunrun, man. They're such a good company. Very good reputation. Oh, no more. Was it orange and white, I think, or something like that? Vivint. Oh man. So solar. How come solar isn't on this list of why they hate California? Because we have solar everywhere here. And vote your conscience. Let me ask you a question here. I'm assuming you either sell or install panels. How has this year been? Have there been a lot of people getting solar still, or is it kind of like been COVIDed out and like there's not much sales going on? Just answer when you can. I'm gonna read this list. Oh my God, it's been 30 minutes already, man. I should have been done with this list already. California is the only state in America that taxes carbon emissions. Yes, we do. There's 40 million people here. We need to control that shit. Business is good, but not as good, but not bad. Yeah, man. I can only imagine, dude. I used to see a lot of Vivint trucks around and Sunrun trucks and Solar City. They're all folded up and gone, man. That's so crazy. And Vivint couldn't stand COVID, bro. Was it COVID is why Vivint went out? Is it COVID? I bet you it was COVID. But you let me know. Let's just keep going on this list here. California Solar X. Who's that? Is that it's not Elon Musk? Is it Elon Musk? I'm gonna look him up here. Solar X. I heard of them. Solar X goes to SunPower, Solar City. Oh, Solar City. Oh, Solar City. Yeah, that was a couple years ago. That's because Elon Musk is a horrible businessman. SunPower, yeah, SunPower is a good is SunPower and Solar City the same thing? No. Man, the solar business. It's you're in the right industry. Vote your conscience. It's only going to go up. It has to go up. No, it's not. I don't think it is either. I think they're two different companies. I think Solar City sucks right now, though. I think they really do suck. Their business model and product really sucks. But whatever. Let's go back to why these people hate us. Okay? They hate us because we all have solar panels. That's why they hate us. I mean, they probably laugh at us because we have so much solar here. They just don't get it. They probably don't understand why they need to put panels on their roof. I mean, honestly, vote your conscience. Can you tell me where else in the United States solar is as big as California? I need to convince Republicans. You don't think we've tried that campaign? So you should check out CalExit conference, and I believe it was CalExit 7.2. We actually got in touch with prominent Republican leaders from the rest of the 49 and asked them to talk to their congressmen and get a vote going to exit California. They did. They called their congressman. Their congressman didn't budge an inch. You know why? Because as much as their constituents hate California, their congressmen love our money. And that's the bottom line. You're looking at anywhere from $50 to $100 billion every single year in revenue from California that we don't see. It goes right to those states. And they're not going to see that goodbye. I saw your boy on Fox News. Which boy? I got a ton of boys. Man. You got states like Alabama and Mississippi getting more federal subsidies than they pay in taxes. And that's our money from California. And so, of course, these are the states that love America. I love America. America's number one place on the earth. And I love these United States because they get free money. Yeah, of course they get free money from us. And party never getting into the White House after 2028. Yes, but we are a threat to the Republican Party. Why after 2028? Why would you see Marcus? Yeah. Why would you after 28? What's 2028? I don't get it. Please explain yourself. Vote your conscience. Oh, because you think that Republicans are just a dying brand and the white population in the Republican Party are shrieking. They're shrieking because they're shrinking, right? Well, you're right about white people shrinking. About the Republican Party, I don't think so. The Republican Party has never been a huge party. They never have been. What they've been good at is working the system, manipulating voting laws, manipulating voting districts, scheming elections and working the system to victories, because that's what they're good at. Yes, most people are identify with the Democratic Party. I don't like either party. I think they're both the same, Democrats and Republicans. I don't see the difference between the two. I mean, they obviously both they lie. They lie with not a conscience or any modicum of being worried of being caught in that lie, because there is no repercussions for them lying. This is the American political system. This is Democrats and Republicans. They can say whatever they want because there's zero repercussions to what they say. And Donald Trump's a perfect example of that. He can say whatever he wants. And Congress has been doing that for years. And who gets the target of the lie? Who gets implicated in the lie? The target. It's not just that target that gets implicated in this huge lie. Congress, them lying to us, Congress, the president, implicates not who they're talking about, but implicates the fires that the people that are choking on the smoke on the fires that we just had here in Cali. It implicates the parents of kids who are worried that their children going to be able to grow up in a country where they're not being it's still inhabitable to live and it's not environmentally fucked. I mean, it implicates the dude that's on call that's going to get has to be deployed at a drop of a hat to some foreign country to invade some foreign country for some neo-imperialist profit margin. I mean, their lies implicate all of us. And we have to realize that. And why are they lying? Well, that guy who had to go and invade a foreign country to increase some other corporation's profit margin, who pays these politicians, bribes these politicians to lie to us in the first place. That is exactly what's happening here. And you have the press, and you have the Congress, and you have these corporations as one big cabal. They're working us. They're keeping us separated. So as our solution is, let's separate from the United States, as every state should be separating from the United States, and let the federal government be, decrease the power of the federal government. What would you write here, man? You need a plan on future elections for the. So we had 15 candidates run this year, buddy. We had 15 candidates, not CMP, but they ran as Democrats, Republicans, Libertarians. They ran under whatever political ideology would seem beneficial to them. One of them is currently still left. I think she's going to be the mayor of Oceanside. Look her up. She ran as a Democrat. Her name is Michelle Gomez. She is fully into independent California, being independent. Electoral college for each 58 counties in California needs to be no. Written in your proposal. No. Says who? Vote your conscience. Vote your conscience. That's your idea, buddy. I tell you what. I'm not going to sit here and dictate how California needs to be set up. I'm going to sit here and dictate and tell you that California can be run better than the United States. That's a fact. How that is, it's up to the people of California. I'm not going to sit here and dictate an electoral college system again. How do you know the people of California don't want a parliamentary type system where there's many different kinds of parties, not just two, like it is in the United States? I mean, you can't just dictate this is how the future government of California is going to be. Hell no. You got to let the people of California decide that one, my friend. But my job is to facilitate that decision soon. One day, I want to able to have Californians decide on how they want to build California. You want Republicans to go along with this? You need to concede some basic necessities for a smaller party. Do I want Republicans to go with? Are you talking about Republicans in California or Republicans in the United States? Yes, I can say let us secede without rules for elections. And what do you mean? There are already rules in place. They're already there. There's already rules on how to vote for your mayor, how to vote for your governor. It's already there. I don't need to have that aspect of it written in, hey, Californians, do you want to leave the United States? I don't need that. That's too much. That initiative would be very long, and it's too much. Nobody will ever agree on that. Just like the founding fathers never agreed on the Constitution. You can't just put this one-size-fit-all thing on there, vote your conscience. You have to decide before the vote for secession, or it won't be. I can't. People won't agree with that. We've done the polling to find out. The Democrats will shut your proposal down. Dude, the Democrats, so look, are you talking about the Democrats here in California? Or are you talking about who are you talking about here, man? Because we're dealing with the Democrats nationally, and we're dealing with the Republicans nationally. We're not dealing with California Democrats or California Republicans, because those constituents are actually with us. So you've got to tell me, who are you talking about here? The Republican Party of the the National Republican Party? Who are you talking about? Because in the independence movement in California, we have all of the parties in there. Look what happened to the Republican concept for. You want to know why? Do you want to know why? The Democrats of California will shut you. Yeah, dude, I've been sued by the Democrats in California, by the California Democratic Party. I've been sued by them already. So is Marcus, 2016. You think we don't know this? Fuck the Democrats. Dude, they're the worst backstabbers. I think the Republicans will tell you fuck you to your face. The Democrats will say, hey, good job, good luck, and then stab you in the back. Believe me, you're not telling me anything new. Look, you want to know what happened to that 3-state split? You want to know exactly what happened there? You need to plan for elections. You can't just say, but we already have a plan for elections. I don't understand. There is already one in place. I don't get it. I don't understand what are you talking about? Wait, the Democrats control California. True. The National California Democratic Party of the United States controls California right now, or has a very large influence on California right now. F the Democrats all you want. Yeah, I can't say fuck the Democrats. I do say fuck the Democrats all you want. One in place for a national, a nation of California. So vote your conscience. Do you want to have a president? Is that what you want to vote for? A president of California? Or a prime minister? I mean, I'm not sure how these elections would work. Again, it's not really up to you and me. Are you saying that if I had an election plan, a plan of how to hold elections, that the Democratic Party will say, oh, yeah, hey, let's quit playing this game of elections and start playing this game of elections because I'll have a better chance at it? I'm hoping they do need a voting system, and I'm hoping it's a ranked choice. I hope it's ranked choice voting. It seems the most fair. They won't have an excuse to stop us, is what I'm saying. Vote your conscience. Are you joining CalExit? Are you joining CalExit, buddy? If you're joining CalExit, man, why don't you go to the CIM website? I'm from Orange County, too. Oh, it's pro. Sure, we need funding. Vote your conscience. I'm going to answer it's pro question on why we want independence. So Isn't it obvious, bro? I mean, look at the United States right now. It is a sinking ship and fast. California is the 5th largest economy on the planet by itself. Are we going to be dragged down with the United States, who has got a 30%, 20% unemployment rate, whose stock market is being bailed out at $1 trillion a day? That's communist stock market. It has a communist stock market. I mean, it is crashing and crashing fast. Look at the election system it has right now. I mean, do I really need to go on I mean, do you like war? It's a pro. I mean, do you like war? I mean, I'm not sure how old you are, but chances are we've been at war most of your life, if not all of your life. Other countries haven't been and don't have that viewpoint. They don't live like that. Their kids don't grow up knowing war like our children do. The list is mind-boggling. It's a pro. Why independence? We pay the highest taxes in the nation to give money to others. That's right. Thank you very much. Vote your conscience. We do. We are taxed. We paid about $400 billion in state in taxes to the federal government. We got back this last year. We got back $350 billion. So we lost $50 billion this year. Just gone. It went to Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia, these states that hate California. The money went right to them, guaranteed, because those are the poor states. They don't have a high tax system. They pay very little federal tax. They get more subsidies back from the federal government than they put in. California, we put in a lot, we get back less. As high as $100 billion. Yeah, back in 2012, I believe, or 2013, it was $96 billion that California lost to the federal government. And I mean, could you imagine what we could do with just $50 billion if we kept it here? I know it's not a lot for us, but $50 billion still, man. I mean, you're talking universal education for everybody forever. Your universal health probably covered as well, $50 billion. I mean, we actually did. Independent California Institute did a study on this money, on being a donor state. It's very interesting. Very interesting. We have unpaid, unobligated pension fund right now, and if we kept that money, it would take us almost another 30 years to pay it off. If we kept that 30 to 100 billion every year, that's still a lot of money. And it took 30 years to pay it off still. But hey, at least we're making a chip at it. Whereas right now we're not. It's an unfunded pension fund. And it's scary. Vote your conscience. You're going to like, so in case you didn't know, we have an initiative out right now, which is, it's out. It's Alex Becerra released it. It's to form, we're getting signatures right now for people to decide if California should form a commission to decide, to look over and study the possibilities of being independent. So it's a commission who will ask experts and researchers, hey, what's California's military going to look like? Where's California going to get its water? Where's California? All those issues. It's going to form a commission to investigate that, and then, of course, publish the studies out so Californians know where we stand being independent. That is an initiative that's out right now. Dude, no, man. That was not going to happen, bro. That was a total ploy to piss off the United States. Our next initiative after this one is to form the California Naval Department, our own Navy. And that's to keep our troops here in California and not being sent to other countries to fight their wars, the United States wars. We need our military here to protect us from these wildfires, natural disasters, earthquakes. We need military here. We can't rely on the federal government's for the military, because chances are they'll have our guys off fighting some neo-imperialist war for some conglomerate somewhere else far away. We're in a country that I can't even pronounce. So we definitely need to have a military here, and that's our next initiative that's coming up. It's to form our own Navy. Keep an eye out for it. Yeah, the Eastern California to Native Americans, it was kind of a joke. It was like, here's a buffer zone to protect us from the rest of the United States. So look, in working with the indigenous, when white people came here, they screwed them up so hard. They miscombobulated them, and dude, the Armenians are out right now. So much so that if the natives did have their land back, they don't even know how they would split it amongst themselves again, because of the reservations and what essentially what the United States has done to them. It's absolutely screwed them up. So no, there is no. You've been keeping track of this, Vote Your Conscience. Good for you, man. Hey, but look, it's getting up on 1 hour. I'm going to cut out, bud. Dude, you didn't let me finish my list. And listen, I'm going to put on here right now the links, so you can go check them out. Here's one of them right here. It's called California Independence Movement, independencemovement.org. Independence. I want to make sure I spelled that right. Independence Movement.org. So there's one right now. Now that is a collective of all of the independence movements. We've all gone underneath one umbrella, so we all know what we're doing, and we're on the same page. Oh. Hey, look. That our rights still in place. Absolutely right. You're absolutely right, man. No, we actually do, bro. We have all of that ready to go. I mean, it's not. We have our, dude. So man, we have our Bill of Rights already written. We have, but dude, you have to. So what constitution? Listen, there's nothing wrong with our current constitution except for one line. There's one line in there that just needs to be removed, and that line is the United States is the supreme law of the land. We remove that line. Our Constitution's good. Perfect, I'd say. Better than the U.S. Gun rights are a big deal. And again, in California, I would like to see gun laws left up to the county. So the county would decide what type of laws they want in their county. Whether they want, hey, own whatever you want to. If you have a little BB gun, you're going to prison. It's up to the county. So know where you're traveling, know where you're doing. If you're carrying and you're going into a non-holding county, you may go to jail. So please, that's the only fair way to do it, my man. Because there's a lot of us in the movement that have firearms and believe in it as well. So if you move by county, if you're in a county where you don't like the laws, move. I'm thinking about it. Please do. We have all these issues up at the CIMmovement.org, that site. We have them up there. Also, independentcalifornia.org. We talk about all of these issues. Vote your conscience. Listen, man, you have to respect the other people that live in the state. You can't just dictate how the new government's going to be. It has to go to a vote. That's the only democratic way of going about setting up a new government. You can't just assume it's going to be an election system with two parties again. Absolutely not. You can't just say that. You have to respect the wishes of other Californians. Otherwise, my man, you're turning into Trump. You're turning into a dictator, Kim Jong-un, Saddam Hussein guy. That's what you're turning into. So respect the will of other Californians and let's see what happens. I mean, look, we have another initiative. We have a ton of them. This one you're going to like. It's to change our voting day. So we're going to have a voting weekend that's separate from the United States. The United States has a voting Tuesday, I believe. We will have a Saturday and Sunday. And on that Saturday and Sunday, you can vote for all the things Californian you want. California, not federal, California. Vote your conscience. Who's? So I know they're Democrats, man. I know they're Democrats. But you have to understand that even as Democrats, man, okay, look at Jerry Brown, my friend. Jerry Brown is a Democrat. Jerry Brown also threatened Trump. Well, then what are you talking about? Someone has to run the nation of California. Okay. Who? You want to have elections? There are elections happening right now. What do you mean? I can't follow you. I don't get what you're talking about, man. There's elections happening right now, man. I don't get it. So say we become independent. Okay, we're independent. Oh, a president. Oh, so you want to have a president of California? I don't know. I didn't know that it was going to be a president. I was thinking prime minister. I like the parliamentary system a little bit more, more than the American system. I just think it's a little bit more fair when we have more parties. That's where I'm coming from. Listen, it's a new nation, man. You want a president, I want a prime minister. So let's have elections, right? See what I'm saying? There's just you can't just start dictating, man. Have elections. I mean, it's listen, dude. This is a new. Listen, man. From 1776 to 1812, the United States didn't know what the fuck it was doing. That's 40, 50 years, bro. So it's not just overnight. It takes time to build and to set standards. So definitely not something you want to rush into. If you don't have an electoral vote per county, it won't be fair to the 5 million registered Republicans in California, and they will exercise their First Amendment to take on a tyrannical. They'll exercise their right to free speech. To take. Oh, you mean they'll protest? Deciding you can't have a dictatorship with no vote for a ruler. You've completely lost me, my man. I think you believe that independence is like. I think you already have it in your head how it looks like, and you're speaking about it as if I understand it too, because I don't think we have the right idea. Yes, it's going to be elections. Yes, it's going to be voting. I believe in democracy. So what? So what? Look at you're still stuck in Republicans. You're still stuck in Republican and Democrat. Listen, dude. In a new California, there is no Republican and there is no Democrat. Those are American political parties. They're not Californian. There's no more Republican Party in California, bro. In an independent California, there's no more Republicans, there's no more Democrats. So now what? Those are American political parties. And after independence, they're gone. No more. It's a new nation. New parties will come up, like the CNP. Those are American political parties, my friend. How are they gone? I'm not sure yet. They might be called a different name, and maybe they're usurping power. I have no idea, but the most important, you can't tell people they can't be Democrats. And so if I was to go to Canada, so if I was to go to England and move over there and say, hey, I'm a Republican, and they're going to be just cool with that, even though there's no Republicans. That's a dictatorship. What's a dictatorship? Wait a second. Wait a second, bro. So, dude, in independent California, the Democrats would be the new Democrat Party, I would assume. Oh, of course not. I understand that. But they won't be called the Democrats, and they won't be called the Republicans. Those are American political parties, my friend. You mean the name is more important than the actual ideology? Come on. Let's get real. I can tell people that there is no Democrats, there's no Republicans. There's all these other parties. Choose one. You got to break this conditioning that they've got you in here, my friend. Yep, and we'll have to vote on that, bro. We're going to vote on that. It's going to be a vote on that. There's going to be a vote. That's what I'm saying. You can't just sit here and dictate how the new government's going to be. You can't just sit here and tell me there's two parties. There's not going to be two. How do you know that? They won't just say we have different morals. Who's they? Wow, you have no plan. No, I don't. It's not up to me. It's not up to me. Are you telling me John Adams and George Washington all had a plan at the time of the Revolutionary War of how the United States government was going to be? That they had the Constitution written 20 years earlier, right when they're fighting it in 1776 and not in 1789? There's no blue book on how to form a nation, my friend. If there was an instruction manual to do that, believe me, I'd be reading it. But yeah, I have no plan, and neither does anybody else. But what I do have are the balls and the gumption and a large crew to try to make other Californians also know that they're better off in independence than they are with the United States. Democrat, dude, you're stuck. You're stuck in American mode. Democrats and Republicans won't change their policies just because you say they can't. No, they can't. But how about this? Say I was a lifelong Democrat my whole life, right? Except I believe in owning firearms, all kinds of firearms, in fact. I love, and that's the most important subject matter to me. But yeah, I'm pro-immigration. I'm tax the wealthy. I'm all everything with Democrats. But guns, I hate the Democrats are anti-guns. I like my firearms. Well, pal, guess what? There's a party out there for you. They're called the New Democrat Gun Party, whatever you want to call it. And guess what? They're accepting members right now. Boom, another political party is formed. Californians are never stuck in our ways, bro. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We're the last ones to be stuck in our way. We're always changing, bro. You're supposing. You're assuming a lot of things, dude. And that's being negative right there. If I were to have your attitude, I would have stopped this a long time ago, man. And not grown the movement to what it is today. By the way, you should check us out, man. We're actually not small potatoes anymore. We actually have some serious funding coming in finally. But whatever. Your attitude, man, it's kind of screwed a little bit, man, because you're still beholden to the American conditioning. California Democrats will still be pro-gay marriage. No. You kind of screwed up right there, my friend. Do you honestly think California Republicans are against gay marriage? Because I know they're not. Our Republicans in California are for gay marriage. They don't give a shit. I know more Republicans that don't care about that. Will just cease to. I'm not saying, dude, Dude, you can't. You're sitting here trying to put me in these little boxes of how it's going to be after independence. I don't know how it's going to be, but I do know it's not going to be the way it is right now. That's the only thing I know, is that it's not going to be the way it is right now. I didn't say they were going to cease to exist, bro. But those are American political parties. You want to join an American political party like the Democrats in California? Go ahead. They don't represent our values, though. Bullshit. Do you know why the NRA hates CalExit? Like, targeted us big time. I only put it this way. Do you know where a third of the guns in the United States are? In California. California has more firearms per capita than any other state. So if you think it's just all Republicans that own firearms, you're sadly mistaken, my friend. Republicans are pro-gun. This would be easier if I wasn't typing this yet. I think you're boxing everything in little boxes, bro. You can't be that way, man. You can't dictate how a new government's going to be. You can't. It has to go to a vote. It's not up to you. It's not up to me. I can't write it down. I can't put it on legislation and say, hey, we're going to secede, and this is how the government's going to be. I can't do that. That's a dictatorship. I can't do that, man. All my job is to get us to that point. Get us to that point. After that, it's on the people. Yeah, I think I kind of get what your point, man. Your stance is that of most Californians because they've been indoctrinated in the American line of thinking about just conditioned to think that way. You got to think out of the box a little bit, my friend. You got to think that I'm a Californian. I'm not an American. First, say that to yourself a couple times. And look at how the world... Californians are still set in their ways for the party they belong to. I'm not sure about that. And the Democrat government will shut you down if you don't have a plan. You mean a plan for afterwards? Dude, if I have a plan for afterwards, they will shut me down quicker. If I reveal any plans that I have afterwards, they will, dude, not only fucking shut me down, but they will rub their foot onto my ashes and make sure I never show up again. The fact that I don't have a plan for after independence is the only thing that's keeping us here. It's a wide open book. Guidelines for independence or guidelines afterwards? Again, man, I don't see how come you don't understand why we can't. I can't sit here and dictate how the new government of California is going to look like. Well, I don't see why you can't understand that. Like, why are you expecting me to dictate how the new government will be? Who am I? How can they say that when we currently have elections right now for mayor and for county commissioners and we already have elections in place? How could they say that? How could they say I have no plan for a democratic election when we already have democratic elections in place? How can they say that? Is it anywhere in independence am I saying that there's no more voting? No. I never said that. How could they just blanketly say that? There's already they stopped the Okay, are you ready to hear why they stopped the three states? The three-state solution, as they called it. All right, let me know if you're ready, because you posted that last time and you wouldn't let me finish. I have my response. Sure. Okay, look. So that was Tim Draper's initiative, right? And yeah, they had enough signatures because they had Nigel Farage from Brexit, with Donald Trump's blessing, come over here and pay for the signature gatherers to get those signatures. Now, when we read it, of course, we were extremely pissed, and of course, we have a ton of attorneys, right, who looked at the initiative and knew off the bat that this thing, and Becerra even knew it, in fact. Are you going to let me finish, bro? Are you going to let me finish? Let me know when you let me finish. Look, I'm going to tell you, the bottom line, everybody knew that the 3-state initiative wasn't going to make it through court. Everybody already knew that. It wasn't legally viable. And so when he got the signatures, we were all laughing because we knew a court would shut it down before it even got up. It was so painfully obvious. The way that he wrote the initiative, it would not hold up in court. And all of our attorneys said it, and I half listened to them, but when it happened, I believed them. Obviously, they know what they're talking about. It shut down. What Tim Draper needs to do is rewrite it, do a few omissions, and try it again. But I don't know if Nigel Farage is going to be funding that one more time. That's why the 3-state initiative failed. It's because it was written wrong. That's it. Written wrong in how to get independence and how to split the 3 states. That was written wrong because it went against federal law. It went against the basic Fourth Amendment of the Constitution, 4th article. It was written wrong. That's why it failed in court. It wasn't because of the people's will or anything like that. They got enough signatures. So that's why the 3-state rule fell. Our initiatives, I have an army of attorneys that all want this to happen because this sets precedent, who pour through our initiative writing process, and they make sure it's written absolutely 100% legally sound material. All of our stuff that comes out, including the current one right now, which has no teeth really. It's really one of the weakest ones we have. So Tim Draper didn't know what the hell he was doing, man. He should have hired a real lawyer and not count on Nigel Farage too much. Nigel Farage was just a money man, though. So anyways, I hope that answers your question about Nigel Farage, because I don't know, you keep bringing him up here. They stopped the 3-state solution from hitting the ballot, even though they had enough signatures. Yeah, because it wasn't legally fucking sound, bro. Yeah, it is. Yeah, if you get the signatures, great. Yeah, it was a dirty trick that Becerra played on Tim Draper. He should have made the suggestions of the change, and then have Tim Draper change the initiative for resubmittal back to him. That's what he should have did. He should have done, but he knew that was a Republican ploy right there. He fucked with him hard, man, because the courts shut it down before it even had a chance to go. It should have went on the ballot, but it couldn't legally go on the. If it went on the ballot and it passed, the federal courts would absolutely just annihilate that as well. It wouldn't even make it to it probably go to the state federal court. It wouldn't get. It was violating this second article, the 4th article of the Constitution, dude. They just screwed up on the way they wrote it, bro. That's why the court shut it down. It has nothing to do with the amount of signatures they got or anything like that, man. The way you wrote your initiative won't pass in court without a plan to hold. No, dude, that's not true. Man, look, dude, I'm on it. Look, you want to talk to our attorneys, man? I'll give you their fucking phone number, man. We've got a mountain of them. Why can't you be a libertarian? What? Of course you can be a libertarian. I never said you can't be a libertarian. Dude, I would like to see like 12 or 13 political parties, man. What are you talking about, man? I'm just telling you, there isn't just Democrats and there isn't just Republicans anymore. So those are American political parties. If they want to be American political parties in California, they can. Just like, I guess, if you want to be an American political party in Canada, go ahead. But nobody's really going to want to. Where? Here in California? I can only name like 4. I don't know. I would like to see more political parties. The more the better. The way the founders envisioned it. The way the founding fathers envisioned it, man. A lot of political parties, dude. Listen, a lot of people like to critique how we do things in Cal Exit, man. And a lot of people think it's easy. Vote your conscience. Go to the CIM website, type your name in, become a member, and then come to our weekly meetings. They're a lot of fun. Today we had the people for the New California, these evangelicals. They're also wanting to separate. We had them, and we had a debate, small debate between them, and it was live. I'll put the link on here. But dude, I'm going to bed, man. I got work in the morning, bro. You're too much about your conscience. Good night, guys. I didn't even get to my list, man. Bye, guys. Hey, love your home.